Happy New Year, everyone. It's Lars with the Multi-Purpose Racer 2.0, and I'm coming to you before these next couple of videos to let you know that I had a bit of a technical issue while filming this footage that I didn't realize I had an issue until I sat down to try to edit these in the new year. I can't go back and film that footage again because I've already started modifying the suspension components, but I still think there's some good information in there that you guys would appreciate. There's going to be some vertical black lines in the footage, but everything still should be visible. So thank you for your patience. Everything has been fixed. There's not going to be any more technical issues, and let's get going. Thanks, everyone. Hey everyone, it's Lars, and welcome back to the continuing build of the Multi-Purpose Racer 2.0 behind me. In this video, we're going to get started on the modification and improvement to the suspension like you guys asked for. But again, as always, I got a ton of information to get you, so let's get started. Okay, so I have a small diagram here drawn up on my dry erase board to hopefully show you in a little bit more detail on why we're changing out the soft OEM rubber bushings in the control arms to the higher durometer urethane bushings that we can get from the suspension company. So as you can see here, we have a right rear suspension of the Nissan Juke. Please accept its generality. We have the subframe here, this firmly mounted to the chassis. It's not going to be moving, neither will those blue bolts. We have the wheel assembly, which consists of the hub and the tire, and those blue dots there are connected to this wheel assembly. We have our lower lateral link and our upper lateral link. And so here we go. When we go into a corner, this red indicates a left-hand corner. We're having force applied to that outside of that right rear tire, right? It's being pushed this way. In essence, we can say that this is the pivot point of that tire because of the suspension geometry, so let's assume that. So as that's happening, it's pushing the bottom in and pulling the top out, right? So there's the arrow out, moving the arrow out. So it's moving everything around that pivot point. So as it does so, it's going to squish the rubber bushing there, and it's going to pull on the upper lateral link, squishing the rubber there and there. When all those are multiplied, we get a lot of positive camber change. And when we're in a corner, positive camber change is not what we want. We go from whatever it is to positive. Doesn't really matter. It changes in the positive direction, which isn't good. Now, when we have a turn in the opposite direction, now we're going right. As we go there, all the forces change on our tire. We go this way. The top is pushed in, the bottom is pushed out because now we're going that way, right? So now we get everything squished on the opposite side. So we have the rubber bushing squished there, 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 and there. And when that happens, we have a huge positive camber change in the opposite direction. So basically what I'm saying is this: positive camber change in cornering is bad, and that is why we are changing out the soft rubber bushings with the harder urethane bushings. Now, I said something about durometer here just a minute ago. Durometer is basically the level of measurement of how hard something is. So rubber bushings that you get from the factory might be a durometer of 60 or 50 or 40. And the urethane can be anywhere between 60 and 90. So you can definitely see the difference in how hard that material is. Okay, so to finish up, I hope that better explains on why we're changing out the soft OEM bushings for the aftermarket urethane bushings. And as well, I hope you'll join us next time when we're going to finally get our hands dirty on these bad boys. We're going to prep the upper control arm to finish up the welds that the factory didn't want to do, and we're going to prep the lower control arm to box it in and increase its strength. We're also going to press out the bushings so we can get some measurements on the bushings and send that information off to the suspension company so we can hopefully get some new stuff. And as always, please subscribe, like, follow, share. It helps me out tremendously. And leave your comments and questions below. I'll answer them the best I can and as soon as possible. Again, thanks for joining me, everyone, and see you at the racetrack.